Hi everyone, my name is Lane, this is Luke, and this is Jami. We'll be having a presentation regarding the strategic marketing analysis of EB Game in its Australian market.
The company we'll be presenting today is EB Games. EB Games is a gaming retail chain giant in Australia. It operates in America, Canada, and New Zealand. It's currently worth 1.4 billion USD in 2018 and earns 9.9 million annually. It is facing tough competition both in its region and internationally. We will include the discussion of EB Games' SWOT, PESTEL, competitors analysis, marketing mix to improve the current situation of EB Games. At the end of our presentation, we will include a recommendation to improve EB Games' future business. EB Games is an Australian video game and console retailer, which is founded as an American company by James Kim in 1997. It sells a wide variety of new and used video games, consoles, accessories, and collectibles, operating throughout New Zealand and Australia with physical and online stores. There are currently 400 physical orders in Australia, and it began in Australia in 1997 with one video game specialty retailer in the country. Its revenue comes from the sale of computer games, consoles, educational softwares, and associated accessories and collectibles. The company has a size of 4,000 employees operating in Australia and New Zealand with its head office in Eagle Farm, Queensland. In 2005, EB Games and GameStop merged together, followed by the 1.4 billion takeover deal. This makes EB Games one of GameStop to penetrate the Australian market. I will be introducing EB Games' SWOT analysis. It consists of its strengths, which is an online platform which enables easy accessibility for consumers to purchase video games. It also has a wide variety of consoles to PC games, allowing the company to target a wide variety of audience. It has good branding and reputation in Australia. This makes the consumers more willing to make purchases from them. For their weakness, they do not have much global influencers like cloud-based stores, and its parent company GameStop recently had a drop in revenue, which might affect EB Games' future R&D and expansions. For its opportunities, as it is a reputable retailer, they are able to negotiate costs for delivery and outsourcing to agree on a lower cost. In Australia, the consumers have higher spending power, which allows EB Games to capture new customer base and increase market share. EB Games has opportunities to invest in new product segments and technologies with their high cash flow. For the threats, Australia does not have really strict rules on software piracy, and it has created a dent in EB Games' profits. Their sales and profits are reliant on long-term purchases of gaming consoles and devices. Sales will decrease if there is a stoppage in purchase of either products. The possibility of an increase in cost of raw materials would lead to increased production costs and decrease in profits. A change in buying behavior of consumers could pose a threat to EB Games' physical infrastructure-driven supply chain model.
First of all, Australia is currently EB Games' fastest growing market in Australia, with over 550 retail outlets nationwide, making Australia the third biggest market behind the US and Europe, which accounting for 7% of its yearly revenue, which total about 9.039 billion US dollars. A little more about EB Games. EB Games generates an average of US $9.9 million annually, and based on statistics, it's currently ranked at number 169 of the most visited site in Australia, number 530 under the gaming category for the video game consoles and accessories in the world. And statistics has also shown an increase of 11.42% in traffic since the last 6 months, generating about 3.21 million visits to EB Games' website, which 91.83 visits are from Australia, making it very popular. With the rapid growth of the video gaming industry in Australia, the in-game digital purchases will increase by 190%, digital full game sales by 71%, console accessory sales by 18.7%, which will contribute to overall retail sales, in-game microtransactions by 190%, and full game retail digital sales by 71% every year. So with all this, is forecasted that online game sales will increase by 14% in the same period. However, physical growth and sales will decrease by 4.1%, and revenue from microtransactions on both PC and console will increase by 5.1% and 14.6%. So although the video gaming industry is growing bigger day by day, EB Games still has to share its market with the increasing amount of regional and overseas competitors. 67% of Australians play video games, with 46% being females, the rest being males, and 34 years old is the average age of the video gamers. 77 of the players are actually 18 and above, and 43% are over 65 years old. And the average amount of time people have been playing games is about 13 years, and 89 minutes being an average of the total game played. And why do people actually play games is simple: to distress, have fun, and to keep an active mind and pastime. With the rapid growth of the gaming industry in Australia, this will mean a slight change in consumer behavior, and consumers will often look into multiple factors to help them in their decision-making process, which are pricing and affordability, speed of delivery, convenience, customer service, rewards and gifts, attractive promotions, and staying updated with the latest trends such as the games and the rewards and all. So let's talk about the marketing mix for EB Games. So for marketing mix, it consists of 7 vital elements: product, price, promotion, place, process, people, and lastly physical evidence. So for the product, there will be 3 types of products: core product, expected product, and augmented product. So for the core product for EB Games will be the gaming experiences that consumers get to enjoy. Expected product will be the purchases that they have made, such as the video games or video game consoles. Lastly, augmented product will be the after sales services like the warranty, answering customers' enquiries, etc. So for price, EB Games adopts a competitive based pricing strategy. So for example, their top competitor, the Gamesman, they sell a very popular game called Monster Hunter at a retail price of 59.95 Australian dollars. Whereas for EB Games, they sell it at a retail price of 47 Australian dollars, which would in turn attract more customers to EB Games instead of the Gamesman. Moving on to promotion, how EB Games move with promotion will be online giveaways, online sales, and also using very attractive taglines such as buy 2 for the price of 1, etc. Moving on to the place will be the 450 over outlets and the online distribution channels that EB Game have, which is their website. For the processes, there will be 2 processes: internal process and external process. Let's talk about the external process. So this happens at the retail outlets. First will be the customer going into the retail outlets. The staff will greet the customer and assist them with the request and answer any existing inquiries. The staff will then proceed to help them with their item and assist them to the counter for payment. The staff asks for the method of payment, and then customer proceeds to make payment via card or via cash, etc. And lastly, product will be packaged and or perhaps gift wrapped and then given to the customers, and that's where the transaction ends. Now moving on to the internal process, this is where the staff will do their stock count, be it daily, monthly, weekly, whichever, and then staff will send their updates to the company and the warehouse. Warehouse receives the feedback and then sends out the necessary stocks for replenishment at the retail outlets. Moving on to people now. For the people at the retail outlets, the interaction will be between staff and customer and on the retail hotlines. And for interaction online will be via email, social media platforms, and the customer services hotlines. And this is for the retail outlets, this is high level involvement, as there's direct interaction between the staff and the customer before there's any transactions being made. So customer service excellence has to be maintained and ensured. Now moving on to the physical evidence, the last part. So for the retail purchasers, the physical evidence will be going to the store, the signboards, the uniforms that staff wear, the name cards that they are given, the product they have made, the plastic bags, gift wrapping services, etc. And for online services will be the name cards, the invoice, the receipts, and the shipping, and also of course the purchases that they have made.
So now I'll be talking about the EB Games competition analysis. EB Games competition can be differentiated into 2 sectors, regional and international. Within regional Australia, EB Game have both retail competition and also online based competition. Among these competitors, the Gamesman is their main competitor, and there are stores like OZ Game Shop, Mighty Ape, and the Games Corner. Among the international scale, there are game stores like EA Games, Steam, Origin, Rockstar, and also online retail stores like Amazon, which sells the same services and products as EB Games. When we look into EB Games Australian competition, we can see that the Gamesman is their main competition across Australia. The Gamesman was founded in 1982, and then they are the pioneers of Australian gaming industry. They were also the first one to launch an online retail game website back in 1996, which was 1 year before EB Games' establishment in Australia. The Gamesman was well known for its top-notch customer care services and also for offering the widest and the biggest varieties of game and game-related merchandises. Now I'll be talking about the PESEL framework. First of all, the political trends. The Australian government is trying to take control over the gaming industry more and more regarding its concerns of gun control, violent behavior over playing aggressive games. EB Games must be aware that there are certain trade laws and sanctions set by the government so that they don't interfere with them, which can result in affecting their business progress and their future sales. The Australian government is also trying to tax more and more of game and game-related products. It is because the gaming industry in Australia is booming really quick at a fast rate. It can even result in GDP changes. EB Games must be aware that the income fluctuation of its target audience and its customers can affect their future sales, and they must always try to be price competitive within its industry among its competitors. For socio-cultural trends, we all know that EB Games is one of the most active gaming company in Australia. They are always holding events, competitions and promotions, and they are consistently trying to connect with their customers. For technological trends, there are a lot of cloud-based platforms which sell the same services and products as EB Games. So EB Games must also be active on the cloud-based platform. They must also make sure that their platform is secure and they are providing faster services and secure payments. Nowadays, we know that most of the companies are going cloud-based to decrease their carbon footprint. EB Games must be aware of that, and they must also go cloud-based in order to cut their carbon footprint and also to be sustainable of e-waste programs. The Australian government has a record of giving tax relief to companies who are trying to go green, so they can also take benefit from it. For legal trends, EB Games must work together with the Australian government to promote intellectual property rights. EB Games must also respect the security of customer information, and they will also have to EB Games must work together with the Australian government to promote intellectual property rights. When they go cloud-based as their competitors, they will have to respect the security of the customer information and their payments. EB Games must also follow the gaming company rules and the certain government rules regarding the age and contact restriction.
We can conclude that EB Games is able to survive in gaming industry through innovation towards customer needs. Although they are not as big as their major competitors in terms of organization's worth, they have a good relationship and brand loyalty from their customers. Through the SWOT and PESEL analysis, we can identify the external and internal problems and make changes to EB Games' business model. We will be moving on to the recommendation.
For recommendation, we recommend EB Games to give better customer care services than the Gamesman. They must also try to provide 24-hour assistance like the cloud-based platforms, and they also need to offer the Gamesman level of goods and varieties. EB Games must focus on building up a cloud-based platform from now on and improve on the cloud-based R&D and services to cut costs and to be more effective in the future. They must focus and rely more on the online stores as it is the future, and they need to size down their retail stores because those retail stores are costing them a big operation costs and expenses. Now this will be the end of our presentation regarding EB Games strategic marketing. Thank you.